Hello everybody! Welcome to our comprehensive guide on global grants opportunities for aspiring entrepreneurs. If you ever dreamed of starting your own business but didn't know where to find the funding, you are in the right place. And today, as usual with you, Alexandra Fomin, content maker of the Kectil YouTube channel. As a business consultant and business mentor, I always hear from young people, I have so many ideas, but I don't know how to get the money to make them happen. Don't worry, we've got you covered. In this video, we will walk you through everything you need to know about global grants and how they can help turn your entrepreneurial dreams into reality. First things first, let's talk about what global grants are. Simply put, they are funds provided by various organizations and institutions to support innovative projects and startups around the world. These grants can come from governments, institutional organizations, private foundations, and more. They are designed to help entrepreneurs like you accept the funding needed to kickstart your business ventures. Now that you know what global grants are, the next step is finding the right opportunities for you. But where do you start? There are plenty of online resources such as grant databases and websites where you can search for available opportunities. These platforms provide valuable information about eligible criteria, application deadlines, and more information too. And we also have selected for you the top 10 resources where you can find the necessary grants. All of them are in the description of this video. Once you found a grant that fits your needs, it's time to tackle the application process. But don't worry, we're here to guide you through it step by step. From crafting a compelling proposal to understanding budget requirements, we will cover everything you need to know to increase your chance of success. Before we wrap up, let's go over some key tips for success when applying for global grants. Tip number 1, do your research. Spend some time for exploring grant databases and websites to find opportunities that match your business goals. It is all about finding the perfect fit for your startup idea. Tip number 2, tailor your proposal. Customizing your grant proposal is key to standing out. Show the grant providers how your project aligned perfectly with their objectives and priorities. Tip number 3, highlight impact. Let's talk about the big picture. How will your project make a difference? Clearly communicate the potential impact of your startup on your target audience or community. Tip number 4, budget wisely. A detailed budget is essential. Make sure your budget reflects the true cost of your project and aligns with the grant's guidelines. Tip number 5, seek feedback. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Reach out to mentors or other entrepreneurs for feedback on your grants proposal. Constructive criticism can make all the difference. Tip number 6, follow instructions. It may sound simple, but it's crucial. Read the application guidelines carefully and submit all required documents on time. Tip number 7, communicate clearly. Keep it simple and straightforward. Avoid jargons or technical terms that might confuse the grant reviewers. Tip number 8, demonstrate sustainability. Show the grant provider that your project has a future beyond the grant period. How will you keep your startup going in the long run? Tip number 9, build relationship. Networking is a key, and we already have the video about that in our YouTube channel. Cultivate relationship with grants providers, industry experts, and fellow entrepreneurs. And finally, tip number 10, stay persistent. Rejection is part of the process, but don't let it discourage you. Keep applying for grants and seeking funding opportunities. Your determination will pay off. Remember to do your research, tailor your proposal to the grant objectives, and seek feedback from mentors or other entrepreneurs. And most importantly, don't be discouraged by rejection. Persistence is a key. Now that you know about global grants opportunities, you got some tips. Let's talk about the grant application process. It may seem daunting at first, but I'm here to break it down for you step by step. Step number 1. Research. Again, yes. Start by researching available grants that align with your startup idea. Look for grants that support projects similar to yours and make note of their eligible criteria and application deadlines and all the process, because of the process they listed into their websites or database. Step number 2. Preparation. Once you identified potential grants, it's time to prepare your application. This typically involves writing a grant proposal that outlines your business idea, its objectives, and the potential impact of your project. Step number 3, budgeting. Develop a detailed budget that outlines how you plan to use the grant funds. Be sure to include all necessary expenses related to your project, such as equipment, materials, and personal costs. Step number 4, submission. When you're ready, submit your grant application according to the guidelines provided by the grant provider. Make sure to double-check that you included all required documents and information. Some grants they require for videos or pitch recorded by yourself. Step number 5, review. After you submitted your application, it will undergo a review process. This may involve a panel of experts evaluating your proposal based on predetermined criteria such as innovation, feasibility, and impact. Step number 6, notification. Once the review process is complete, you will receive notification regarding the status of your application. If your application is successful, congratulations! You will receive funding to support your startup. Step number 7, implementation. With funding secured, it's time to put your plan into action. Use the grant funds to execute your project according to the timeline and objectives outlined in your grant proposal. And step number 8, reporting. Finally, be prepared to report on the progress of your project as required by the grant provider. This may involve submitting periodic reports detailing how the grant funds were used and the impact of your project. And there you have it. That's the grant application process in a nutshell. Remember, each step requires careful attention to details and through preparation. With persistence and determination, you can successfully navigate the grant application process and secure funding for your startup. And there you have it, your guide to unlocking global grant opportunities for your startup dream. With determination, perseverance, and the right resources, you can make it happen. So, whether you're in New York, Nairobi, or New Delhi, global grants opportunities are within your reach. With determination, perseverance, and the right resources, you can turn your entrepreneurial dreams into reality. Also, we would like to remind you that it is very valuable for us to see your support through like, comments, and subscription. Also, we remind you that in the description of the video, we'll say for you 10 top resources of the global grants where you can get your dreams come true. So, what are you waiting for? Start your grant journey today and take the first step towards building the business of your dreams.